What's going on, everybody? I'm joined with Al Bernstein today. He is going to be announcing the Country Box December 2nd show, and we are going to talk about our main event, Maidel Sando versus Zachary Randolph. What's going on, Al?
Not too much. I'm excited to be coming into Nashville to do another Country Box event, and I think this main event's going to be a lot of fun, and the rest of the card as well. I had so much fun coming into the last one to do it, and I'm looking forward to this one as well.
All right, so take me through these guys. We got Maidel Sando and Zachary Randolph. Now, I've talked to both of them earlier this week, or earlier in the past, I think it was last week I talked to them. Sando seems focused, but so does Randolph. I think this is really going to be a tough fight for both guys.
Yeah, 254 pounders who really need a victory here because Sando at age 36 is an undefeated fighter coming in off a draw, though, against Fawn Alexander. And he's at an age where he's got to string together some victories so he can move up the ladder a little bit. And for Zach Randolph, who comes in at 12-3, he's a 32-year-old. He has a 3-fight win streak, and he wants to also demonstrate that he's better than where he's fighting at now. And both of these men, I think, bring into the fight an interesting style clash, with Randolph being more of a volume puncher and Sando being a little bit more economical in his punches and much more of a boxer puncher.
Yeah, so you brought up that interesting point about their styles. When I talked to Zach, he mentioned that his style is very technical as well. So I think we're going to see a lot of technical boxing in this bout. And Sando has a similar style, but he does have power. So I think it's just going to be an interesting play of events. What's your take?
Yeah, well, Sando probably has maybe a little, I don't know. I think they're pretty close in power, but Sando is more economical. So I think we'll probably see Randolph with a little more volume, but Sando picks his opportunities. Now, I think in this fight and maybe especially coming off the draw, I think Sando's going to probably want to up that volume a little bit. You know, I think if there's one thing you can look at in his game and say, you know, this might be an area of improvement, it would be the pure amount of offense he generates. There are times when there's offensive lulls for him, and he might be in a situation to give some rounds away. So coming off that Alexander draw, I'm sure he wants to up everything offensively and do a little more. But he still has to be the boxer that he is, because part of his game plan and part of his appeal is that he is a good all-around fundamental boxer and has very good defense. So he doesn't want to throw caution to the wind and let that go. But we may see a little more offense from him in terms of volume. Zach Randolph, I think it behooves him to be as aggressive as he can be. Engage Sando every second of every round and make him fight every second of every round. Sando really wants to kind of fight in bursts and create the tempo of the round.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that both of these guys are definitely coming in to fight. It's going to be a great main event. Now, also another thing was I think they're both going to try for the knockout. Sando was a little more hesitant when I asked him if he was going to go for the knockout, but he said if the opportunity's there, you always try and take it. Randolph, on the other hand, I think he's convinced that he might get the knockout in this fight.
I think Randolph might have a slight power edge. Looking at the video, the two men, it's conceivable Randolph might be a little bit more of the puncher in this fight, but not by much. But as we pointed out, this fight's about showing growth and improvement and about marketing yourself to get to another level. So it's certainly helpful in that regard if you can score a stoppage. So I think both of these men have it probably in the back of their mind to score a stoppage. And I agree. I'm not surprised to hear that Randolph was a little more interested in that concept than Sando. And I think he's more likely to press the action in a certain kind of way. What he has to be concerned about, Sando is a good counterpuncher. And there's always the good possibility that Sando will land some really impressive counterpunch. This fight, if left to Sando's whims, would be more tactical even than if left to Randolph's discretion. So I think we're going to probably meet in the middle where Randolph's going to try and create the pace, and Sando, who knows he's got to do more offensively, will try and meet it up to a point.
All right, well, I know you don't make predictions, but can I ask you if you think it will end early or if it will go the distance?
This is a fight that will go longer into the fight. Whether it goes the distance remains to be seen, but I think it's not going to be a short fight. These are true boxer punchers. These are the two kind of fighters who kind of define that term. They have boxing skills, but they also are offensive minded. And so I could see this fight going a long way and possibly the distance. I could see a very, very close decision at the end of the day in this one. I could see one where we're in doubt as we head into the final moments of this fight. That they're evenly matched, and that's one of the hallmarks of country box. That when you get your main events and other top fights connected with the main event, that they're even matches, which is what fans want to see. And I think this one will live up to that and be very, very close all along the way. And I think it's going to come down to who can generate more consistent offense. Both of them, especially Sando, good in spots, but can they consistently generate it all the way through the fight?
Yes, I think it's going to be a great fight regardless. We got a great card. There's going to be several fights that are going to be very interesting to see what happens. There is two guys that it's going to be interesting because they're both early in their career. We got a 3-0 versus a 3-0 with Hernando Walhall versus Martel Washburn. So that's going to be an interesting one as well.
Yeah,
so we look forward.
That's the other charm of country box that, the last show we did, we had fighters, early on in their career matched tough against each other. And you don't see that all the time. And, that's what makes a card really fun when early on in it, you're watching these fighters who are in their embryonic stages. And meantime, they're really, really being tested. And that should happen on this card as well.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you here and announcing on December 2nd. So we're looking forward to the next card. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you the Tuesday after.
Take care, everybody.